Today. How are you doing?
I'm not doing too good.
No? Well, I'm really glad to see you back. I know last week we were having some difficulty, but I'm glad that you came back for your follow-up appointment, your follow-up therapy session. So how's everything going since the last time we met?
Well, I mean, I just don't know what to do. Like, I just feel like I'm trying to get my kids back, but I don't know what I need to do, or I just feel like everything's working against me.
Okay, and when you say everything's working against me, what does that mean to you?
Well, whenever I try to do anything, it's just something seems to go wrong.
So you mean with the social worker, with the county, trying to get your kids back?
Well, I'm trying to contact the social worker. They're not picking up. I try to attend a class, and the bus is late. I just feel like everything's just working against me.
Okay,
right
so
now.
I see that you're feeling like there's not much you can do, or not much in your power to get things done. Okay, so how have you solved those problems in the past? Have you ever came up with solutions on your own? And I know it's a system, but what do they want you to do to get custody of your children?
Well, the social worker wants to keep in constant contact with me. I know I have to attend these classes. I have to go on my visits. It's just being on time, I guess.
And I'm assuming therapy is a court requirement also?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got a lot of strengths because, you're telling me that you're getting on the bus, even though a lot of people would see that as a problem, kind of difficult situation for them to have to get on the bus, so they just don't do it. But I see you're making every effort to trying to do it. So, I mean, you're coming to therapy, you're meeting with me, I know you're seeing a psychiatrist for your meds, and you attend every visit. So, I mean, I know that it's still hard for you to be in this situation, but you've definitely got a lot of strengths, and I see them in you, and I know that I'm hoping that you are able to complete everything.
Well, yeah, I'm really trying. Like, I'm doing my best, I try
know,
to catch the right
and I know that the system is hard to deal with.
Exactly. It's like I said, sometimes I feel like they're against me.
But you're doing it. I mean, you're still calling her. You're leaving the messages. You're sending, like I know last week we talked about how you're sending emails. You're talking to the supervising social worker. So, I mean, I know that there's some oppression there, that you feel the poverty. And I know last week we talked about the money situation. But like I said last week, my suggestion is that it's not a crime to be poor. It's looking for the job, and I know that those are possible things that you're trying to get done now, looking for employment and trying to get back up on your feet.
Yeah, and I try, and I'm trying really hard, and sometimes I do feel like I'm working up against the current, but I think the social worker sees that I'm at least trying. Yeah,
and I see that you're trying, and I see it in session, and whenever you want, I can write her that letter and see it's kind of not disclose to her everything, but there's been progress, and I know you came in for depression, and how's that going? Do you still feel depressed?
Well, I feel a little bit better since I started coming. I feel like I can actually get out of bed now. And I can, drink. I can actually eat and drink something.
So you're not as impaired anymore. You're able to do things.
Maybe in the past, I would have been late because I couldn't get out of bed, and this time it's, maybe I'm just being late because I just have to walk a long distance to the bus stop from where I live.
So what's helped you? What has gotten you? What has motivated you to get you to where you are now?
Really, it's just trying to get my kids back home.
So that's been a motivating factor for you. Okay, because I wanted to share an activity with you. It's something that I learned some time ago, and it's called the Hope Chest. So really what this is, it's just what I wanted you to practice, because I know that you already journal and we do homework assignments, and I know you already got that done, but to get you to your more motivated, I wanted you to try to do this activity, which basically means that you will be thinking about solutions, possible strategies that you have done. Do you go out for a walk? Like when you're feeling upset and you don't have your kids, when you're missing them, what are some of the things that you do?
I turn on the TV, try to get distracted, try to go outside maybe for a little bit, get some air.
Right, and we all have our own different things, that coping strategies is what we call them, that we try to identify ourselves with and try to do. And it's important that you know what those are too. And I know that you already have some, but when you are feeling worked up, and I know in the past, you've been unable to get out of bed, what can you engage in to do to get out of bed and to actually do everything to come to therapy? So I want to try that for our next homework assignment. Maybe make a list, and I'll give you some index cards, and if you could just do different activities. We're going to put them in a treasure box, and we'll review them the next week.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.